Everyone. That was a dramatic entrance. I usually don't make those, but there were some technical strangenesses before the show. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here and you have made it to the bot signal today. If you don't know me, my name is RJ Redden. No sound, she says. Hold, please. Settings. We're just going to go with something else. This is better. Hey, Roz, is this better or worse or completely indifferent? Please let me know. Anyway, I'm just having some technical stuff today. You can hear me, Kathy. All right, very good. We're having some technical difficulties today, but we're not going to let that stop us. Entrepreneurs hire me to rocket launch their marketing message because most of them are shouting into a black hole, are carbon copies of everybody else, and can't get engagement on or offline to save their lives. So I help them launch a powerful digital message that engages, builds relationships, and creates profits. That's who I am. I know who you are. You're my friends, my tribe, my people. You always report to me when there's no sound. I appreciate that so very much. No sound there. Hold on. Let me figure this thing out. It says it's working. You know what? I'm going to refresh. Okay, darlings, going to refresh. All right. Some people can hear me just fine and some people can't. And it says this microphone is working. So, ridiculous, darlings. Listeners need to refresh. Do hit a refresh for me. You know, something went wrong just as I was going on just as I was going live today. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but I'm so glad you're here. Today we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. I am working on some client work, and there is some awesomeness happening with this stuff. And I just wanted to share with you some of the different ways that you can use a bot to enhance somebody's a course or a program or a mastermind. I mean, they're called a lot of different things these days, but it's the same stuff. If you have a stack of videos that you're serving online, if you have any sort of educational content, if you have a mini course and not a full course, this will all work for you. And I want to share with you some different things that you can do there. I've got 3 things lined up for you. This is not, today this isn't how to promo your course, how to get more eyeballs. Today is more dedicated to how to serve the eyeballs you already have. Because a lot of times it's difficult. You know, we focus a lot on getting more people in, on nurturing them to a point where they decide to join our tribes and hang out with us. And then when it comes to serving these things, serving the clients, obviously, when it comes to putting out what you have worked so hard to develop, a lot of people are missing opportunities to do this in a way that is really engaging. So I'm going to talk about 3 of the things that you can do today. Relaunching all your stuff. First round didn't go so well. I know about that, sister. That has happened many times. So Wendy Lawson is here. Now we're having a party. Welcome, Wendy. Good to see you. So you've got a course out there. You've got a program. You've got a mastermind. You've got resources somewhere on the internet. The tough thing about this is that if somebody is a huge learner, if somebody is super motivated to pick up what you've put down, then they will go on to, whatever website it is. They'll go on and search through and find what they need and do the things. But largely, a lot of courses people will take the first couple of units and then something will happen. I put on a lot of challenges, and we see this in challenges all the time. Everybody's been pumped up and ready to go, and Monday's great, and Tuesday's great, and Wednesday falls off a little bit, and Thursday it's like, whoa. And it's not that people are disinterested. It's just that we get distracted. So how do we design a bot experience for people who are buying our courses that meets them where they're at, that helps them with not just the knowledges, the PDFs and the videos you're putting online. Those are fabulous. We love them. I love them. I'm putting some out right now. But knowledge, as my friend Iman says, right? Knowledge is nothing without support and accountability. So how do we provide that bot-wise? Got 3 ideas here. Roz says, I'm looking to start an online course or 2, certainly interested in the how-to with using bots to make it easier for any students. Oh, yeah. From gung-ho to where'd they go? I'll be using that. Anyway, let me share with you some strategies to help you invite and retain and give an awesome experience to your people without having to be there personally. So one way that you can really help people with the courses is do the entire course delivery through your bot. This is something that is relatively new, but when I'm using my True Chat platform that I really love, I can embed a bot on a full page. And people can, what that means to me is that when I have a course on a full page like that, I can do a little bit more than when it's just going through Facebook Messenger. When it's just going through Facebook Messenger, the difficulty is this, that the videos are only going to show up as big as the phone. Because 80% of people look at Messenger on their phone. They don't look at Messenger on a great big computer. They don't, put it out into a TV screen or whatever. But when you've got a full page bot, then if a video is full size, then you get so much more detail, you get so much more content, particularly if you're a person who teaches things by sharing their screen. Think about that for a second. If you share your screen, if you are demoing stuff step by step by step through a video, you're going to want people to see that as big as possible. So that's one freedom that you get with True Chat and courses. But really, the course delivery part, you can ping people to see, how's it going. You can have little reports. Yeah. Some of the major platforms sort of have this capability, but what I really need is, I don't need an email once a week that says, hi, you haven't finished your course yet. Hi, you haven't finished your course yet. Hi, could you stop sending me these? I'm busy. If you've ever signed up for a course from Thinkific, you're going to get that email every week that says, hi, have you finished your course yet? Or hi, you haven't finished your course yet in my particular case. But what is happening there is those little emails, they contain next to no information at all. You're 47% of the way through this course. You're 16% of the way through this course. What does that mean to me? Nothing. Nothing. I didn't buy a course to get 16% of the way through the course. I didn't buy it. Those statistics mean nothing to me. Have I learned what I really want to learn? Has what I've put into practice since I've watched that video enhanced my life? That's important. So how do you put that in through a bot? How do you create that experience? True Chat would be better for what you're trying to share. It might, Teresa. It's a little bit there's a lot to that platform. There's a lot to ManyChat as well, but it's a little visually, it's a little less easy to, you know, kind of bump around in. They're fixing that, of course, but yeah, it is so much more powerful that it, you know, it blows my mind. That's why I'm transferring everybody over there. But anyway, so how do you create meaningful course delivery that includes a little progress report that is not, hey, haven't got your stuff done yet. Hey, haven't got your stuff done yet. You can totally do that through a bot. You can keep track of where people are at in your course, what modules they've taken, what modules they've not taken yet. You can ping them and offer and say, hey, do you want to see a report of what do you want to see the modules that you've done and the modules that you've not done yet? Because in the background, obviously, you're tagging, you're putting things in custom fields, you're keeping track of where they've been and where they've not been. People didn't sign up to the course to see the, you know, 47% done. They signed up because of the name of the module, how to attract clients in no time. They signed up because of the titles of the modules. They signed up because of the content that you're delivering. So you can show them, here's the stuff that you've done so far. I'm so proud of you. Where do you want to go next? And then show them the list of things where they, you know, the list of things that they haven't done yet. That's a really, really simple one for course delivery. And it's all about making sure that they're good, making sure that, you know, if you tag it all in the background once, you don't have to worry about that anymore. And then you can just focus on, okay, I see that this person hasn't taken this part yet. I know that in this, say it's a program that I'm teaching or whatever, I know that everybody who hasn't had this module is going to be real confused the next time we have a group meeting. So I'm going to ping everybody and say, hey, this module, super vital for next week's class. So do you see how these things can start to work? Right now, if you go to Thinkific, and Thinkific's a good program, you know, if you create a class on there, it's great stuff. You know, you can see it on mobile, you can, you know, keep track of progress automatically with a little bar and, you know, all these things. That's great. But what ends up happening is you have two ways to deliver your course information, okay? You can choose to let everybody see it all at once. That's what I do with Black Belt Bot Masterclass. Everybody gets the information all at once because I know that as a bot builder, you're going to watch the first 2-3 things and then you're going to go, oh, well, I'm going to start building things. And then you're going to get interested in different things and pick out what it is that you need for the next step. That might be keywords or it might be tags. I'm not going to guess which one you need. I'm just going to put it all out there. So we've got the one option, display everything that they could possibly get in the class right on the front page, right the second they join. Or you've got the drip campaign, which is I'm going to release week 1 to you. And, you know, maybe next Tuesday, I'm going to release module 2 or week 2. Maybe it's a timed drip. Some people get really advanced with it and say, unless you've done your homework for week 1, I'm not serving you week 2. Now, I don't believe in that so much, but I've heard some people do that. Anyway, which chatbot are you talking about? I'm talking about chatbots that can be used for courses, programs, educational material. Right at this moment, I'm working on one for a client, which is why I brought this up. So I'm not able to show you that bot, Ed, right at the moment because it's, of course, you know, material that's going to certain clients. But so I hope that answers what you were asking. Please do let me know. Some people do like drip format. I originally offered my course in drip format and I was told that I needed to do it differently. So I did. Anyway, so right now we just got those two options. Either you throw it all out there or you drip out the content according to time. Fantastic. Great stuff. What if, though? What if you could put out content according to need? What if you could put out content according to what they want to do next? There are so many other ways when you're using a bot that you can distribute just-in-time content. I talk about that a lot with bots. I absolutely want it to be a situation where somebody can go to my bot, type in a word. If somebody who's taking my class can go in a bot, type in a word or a phrase, and come up with the answer to their question. The True Chat platform, this is the new platform that I'm moving to. The cool thing is that has AI to help people to help you determine the intent of the question. And the second cool thing is when there's a question that there's no answer to, it will give an answer to the person that's online, but it will also mark that question as unanswered. You know, you need to make up an answer for this thing. You need to create an answer for this thing. So if I'm putting a class out there and I think I've answered everybody's questions in the world, I probably haven't. People are going to ask stuff that I don't know of, that didn't necessarily think that they would ask. It's going to put that question in a special category where I can go look at it later and go, people are asking this. I'm seeing a pattern. I'm going to create a resource for this. It's perfect. It's perfect because I no longer have to do it by my own brain. I can also invite Watson to help me. Anyway, Roz prefers a drip format, but don't know what format yet for potential students. Absolutely. And they will tell you. You know, and you can always try one way and then, you know, switch it up if that's not working. That's what I did. So course delivery, there's so many things you can do with course delivery that are different and that can be specialized for certain folks, certain personality types. There are some personality types that prefer the drip, the system, knowing it's coming out on Monday. Fantastic. Some people prefer to hit the pedal to the metal and go fast right now. You can deliver your courses. You can determine the criteria on what and where to deliver and to whom. I used whom correctly there. You deserve a drink of coffee. Today, the special Yoda cup, everyone. All right then. So let's do number 2, shall we? Let's move on to number 2. If you have any questions for me, you know, drop it right in the chat. Boop. Accountability, people. I know. You know, from all gung-ho to where'd they go, accountability is a wonderful thing in a bot. It shows that you are paying attention. It shows that you care whether they get through the material or not. It allows people to ask a question. It brings that class back to top of mind. They joined the class for a reason. You got to know what reason that is. What was the reason they joined that class? They wanted to learn how to blank so they can blank, right? You want to get them there too. Because if they do that, if they accomplish the goal that they set out for in the beginning, then they're going to become your best referral. Referral is the best way I've gotten clients. I don't know how you get yours, but referrals are awesome. So you can put all the knowledge out there that you want, but unless you have a system in place to keep people and help them and guide them and put them back on the path, then you're just putting knowledge out there on the internet. You really are. And that sometimes can be valuable for some, but getting those engagement rates up, accountability really, really helps. So accountability would look like this. We talked about this a little bit a few minutes ago, but accountability looks like, hey, I saw you finish 2 modules last week. You are on fire and you're doing awesome. What do you want to accomplish this week? What do you want to do this week? And then you can tell them, here's the next 2 modules you have. This one takes about 20 minutes, and this one's going to take you about 45. Where do you want to go? Or do you want to see everything that you haven't done yet? You could do it that way. You can offer them up concrete choices. The thing about the reminder email that goes out to everybody and their mother who has ever signed up for a Thinkific class or Teachable or another one of those. I don't mean to keep pointing out like one. I don't want the people from Thinkific to be mad at me because they have a great product. But the thing about that email is it doesn't have enough specifics. It's not engaging. It's just information now. Who cares? Who cares? You've got to remind people why they signed up. You got to remind people why they paid that money. You got to remind people and help keep them on track. The accountability system is work. It is something that you can set up for 1 week, and then you can take that week and copy it for the next week, change the language a little bit, keep going for the 8 weeks or the 12 weeks you've got that course. The accountability stuff, generally, it's coming in with a message on Monday, talking to them about where they've been and what maybe they want to do next. Ask them to set a goal. Come in on Wednesday. Say, hey, how is that going? Are you having any trouble? Can I help you? And then coming in on Friday and saying, hey, did you get that done? And if it's not, you can say, no worries, you do have the weekend, and a lot of people get this stuff done over the weekend. So here's a little motivational gift to get you going. Can't wait to talk to you Monday. 3 messages a week, and then repeat those messages. You can really give somebody a high-touch experience. You can really give them an experience that you can be proud of and that they feel like you care if they get what's going on. And that's a big deal. That will differentiate you. That will help your course stand head and shoulders above everybody else's. Accountability, definitely hoping to do that part when I get it all started. Oh, absolutely. And this Yoda cup, hello, from like, I went to LA and I went to Disneyland and I bought it there. The ears kill me. Just the ears kill me. I wrapped it up in so many pieces of tissue. I probably killed a tree there. Anyway, so accountability, super important, super great with stuff because, you know, especially on that middle accountability message that says, hey, can I help you? Are you having a stumbling block? Then, you know, people can answer that question. You get someone in the background. There's somebody that needs help. You can develop, you know, if those questions are developing a pattern, then that's another place where you can go, I can add a resource here and make this class more complete. Lots of people are asking this question. I want to make this class the best that it can possibly be. So I'm going to go ahead and create a resource to answer that question. Or you can, you know, when you're chatting with that person who's having trouble and has questions, you're further developing a relationship there. You absolutely are. Listen, people are so starved for other people who care nowadays. They're starved for it. And if you can be that person, you will be a rock star. Cup is killer. Totally is. Ross says, it's likely I won't be getting a Yoda mug this year. I got to get a passport yet. Find someone going. If you want to. I'm not going to LA anytime soon, but boy, if I was, I'd totally pick a cup up for you. Anyway, so excellent. That is accountability. I've done these accountability bots, by the way, for classes, and it just is so effective. It's just so effective because I'm not just reaching out and saying, hey, you're not done yet and guilting you. I'm providing you encouragement. You've done these things. I'm so proud of you. This is completely awesome. What do you want to get done this week? People are doing things and making progress when they're making that transformation in their lives. When you have done an extra reach out so that they are getting these accountability messages, it just makes people feel cared about, makes people feel seen and heard and cared about. And that's absolutely always what we want to do with a bot. So moving on, let's see what I have next here. Oh yes, who could forget? On-demand resources. Oh, you guys, these are so fabulous. Listen, I have been in educational situations where I feel like I'm a fish out of water. I feel like stuff is flying by me at 1,000 miles an hour, and I might be able to, it's like the money machine. Have you seen these? Where, you know, those game shows where they stick somebody in a machine that has a whole bunch of money in it and it's all swirling around and you've got to grab as much cash as you can? That's how people feel in some classes these days. It's true. That's how people feel. So how can you offer things for them that they can call up at a moment's notice, so that whenever they're ready, they can get this information? So what I'm talking about is, let's see, I'm not going to take the example of some of my tech classes because that's what I was talking about before. I felt like a lady in a money machine just trying to grab the air for whatever I could possibly drag out of it. And okay. And let's just memorize it all for a test, right? That was some college courses. That was my tech degree. I have no idea how that happened anyway. But typical, what that looks like when somebody is going through a class, maybe you are a person that has a ridiculous amount of experience in your field. And there are things that are so normal for you to do that you don't even think about telling somebody. You know what I mean? Oh, that's right. Back it up a few steps. You need to do this. If you offer them extra resources in the bot, extra resources like videos, 2-3 minute videos, PDFs, examples of stuff, templates of stuff that they can copy and adjust and use to their own stuff. Darlings, this is where it's at. Because now I can type in a question on the bot and boom, I can get materials related to that question. And the bot will also say, by the way, this is, you know, in the background, the bot will mark off module 2 because that's what you just called up. So it helps a lot with people to be able to just call up what's that template if they're working on something, if they've got something in progress, and they know that all the resources are over on the videos in a class online. That's one thing. But if they can type in a word and call something up, that's much, much better, because then they start to get a relationship with the bot where they ask the bot questions instead of, you know, mentioning it on the Zoom call or emailing you and saying, hey, could you email me that thing again? Hate email, you know it. Anyway, it is sometimes difficult to think back to a beginner state. It absolutely is. And it's that way for a lot of people like me, because it's like, you know, I'm steeped in this stuff all day. I'm surrounded by little boxes that are connected with little arrows. It's natural for me to think in bot now. And so backing up to that beginner state, I need to have, you know, the getting started basic version. I need to have the getting started basic resources. I need to have those things so that people can, you know, people can get to the rocket ship that I'm launching. More direct than the peck and hunt. You're talking about the resources. And let's talk about that for a second, because all of these websites that hold classes, so we're talking Teachable, we're talking Udemy, we're talking Thinkific. Those are the main 3. There are a bunch of others, but those are the main 3. People have to hunt and peck their way through to find what they need. Patience, my grasshoppers, is at an all-time low, okay? If a person has an experience where they were looking for a resource and it was hard to find because what I was calling it in my head is not what you call it, then if I have that bad experience of trying to find something and either never finding it or it taking, over 5 minutes to find, it's likely I'm never coming back to find something. Think about that. That is the reason why I think a lot of classes go, they go gung-ho for the first couple of modules and then, you just never see them again. Because finding stuff is really, really hard. Because it's, you only have those two ways that you can serve stuff up, either all at once or dripped out through time. You can't address people's needs in the moment. We've never thought of doing this way before. Why? Because it was impossible. Well, my friends, let's make this possible. Let's make this something where people can type in a word or a phrase and get what they need. Now, this can be done in ManyChat, of course, but I am doing this stuff over in TrueChat because it's easier for me to get the right response to a question where somebody's asking the questions in their terms, and I am the computer on the back end, the artificial intelligence is matching their question, the intent of their question, with one of my answers. Depending on people to type the exact right word, oh my God. We call it cognitive overload. Cognitive overload is when you are sitting on the first day of class and they give you tons and tons and tons of information that you're supposed to remember and that's absolutely vital to your experience. And then you walk out of that room and it falls out of your brain because it's not important to you at that moment. Why would you remember it? Cognitive overload is the front loading of tons of information. Cognitive, and there's another function, I forget what it's called right now. But when I have to remember something between looking at it on that screen and typing into it on this screen, that's something that actually, like, if you study user design and user-centric design and all of that stuff, you're supposed to avoid all that. Don't force people to keep something in memory and then type it in. So we're finding ways with these resources to make it very, very simple for somebody to type in maybe not the exact right word or phrase, but it'll come up with, hey, did you mean this? Because I totally have a video on that. You want to see it? It's right there. Or did you mean something else? Because you can ask another question if you want. That stuff, that's going to give our clients the service, because these are people who've already paid you, right? Helping them along the way, holding their hand as much as possible, steadying the bike for them if you need to. This is what we do. This is what we do to create raving fans and awesome opportunities with other people who are friends or loved ones of that person. People forget, we all live in the click world. We all want to just send people through a funnel and, set it and forget it and do all that kind of stuff. Build relationships. Treat people like you want to be treated. Care about whether they get the right information. Intervene on their behalf when you need to. All of that's possible in a bot. In a TrueChat bot, it's even more possible because of the AI backing that it has. I talked about AI on an episode, I think it was last week. So go check that episode out if you don't know what I mean by artificial intelligence. Because I explain it in a way that I hope is understandable. Anyway, yeah, this is much more direct than the peck and hunt way to find resources, because just people who have paid for something, especially if it's, a higher end program, the more they've paid, the less they want to peck, honestly. And I get that. I really, really get that. So anyway, that's what I've got for you today. Let's review how to use bots for courses. Last week, and Roz understood it. So there you go. So let's go over the highlights, my darlings. Use bots for course delivery. Deliver that course, not just in here, let's see it all format or the drip format. Those are fine, but they're old and we can do better. Learn how to use your bot to give people to say, hey, this is what you've done. What do you want to do this week? Use your bot to deliver these things as people need them and as people want them, rather than just according to some arbitrary time schedule. That's course delivery, my darlings. Accountability, yep, you want the bot pinging in 3 times a week, 3 times a week, to check on them, to see how they're doing, and to deliver resources and answer questions wherever possible. Finally, on-demand resources. You want people to be able to type into that bot, hey, where's the blah, 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 and have the bot return something to them. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do with courses. The cool thing is that you build this one time for a course, and unless you change something with the course, you are good. What you do have to pay attention to, obviously, is, what are people asking for? Nurture relationships with students through the bot, reach out to them, care about them, study that bike whenever possible. And, but that's the work that's the upkeep of it. It's not huge for a course or a program. So I'm going to get back to these comments here. Teresa says, getting people to engage in the part I struggle with, trying to entice people to ask questions, there's a relationship is frustrating there. Hopefully that's something we'll deal with in a future show here. Do want to remind you that the Barry and Kat challenge, the Cohen Coaching More Time, More Money challenge is going on. Starts Monday. If you want to get in on that bad boy, I suggest you do. And here is a link for you. I didn't have this all, I didn't have it all called up, but here you go. I'm just going to write in here, Cohen Coaching Challenge. And I'm going to give you another little piece of information as well. There's that for you if you want a link. I'm in it. It's going to be a great time. Those two are super fun. I have been out, they live in Phoenix. I've been out there many times and they are fun. So I'm looking forward to whatever I can learn, but I'm also looking forward to having fun with all of you. So join this thing. It's free. No cost to join it. And I think we're going to learn a lot. Roz signed up. Okay, now it's going to be a party. That's what's happening. That's what's happening right there. If you're interested in TrueChat, the platform of choice here at Black Belt Bots, hop over to this page right here and go see these people. And if you signed up for an account, ping me, tell me what email you signed up with, just so I can let them know, hey, I referred this person. They don't have affiliate links yet, but I'm going to talk them into it. And of course, if you have not got a bot strategy yet, I want you to have one. I do. So get out that phone right now. Text the word bot to 555-888. It'll give you a link into the Spinning Dragon, who will ask you a few questions and put out a strategy for you to get started with bots. And invite you to hang out with me. A little free half hour, a little bot chat about chatbots. Anyway, hope you're all having a wonderful day. I will be on next Tuesday. I'll have a special guest again, and that's going to be a lot of fun. Jenny Harkleroad's going to be joining me. She is doing some really fabulous things with a challenge, and she will also be doing a live event that I'm a part of here in November. So that is good stuff. Let's see. Oh, Roz is talking about signing up for the trial. Yeah, do bump around and look at things. Do that. I did send that text, but no idea if it works from Aussieland. We shall see. I'm going to check that out. All right, darlings. Wonderful to see you. We're going to be talking to Jenny Harkle-Road. It will be less bot-like and much more paying attention to the rest of your being. And Jenny's just got some amazing stuff to share. So I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you for joining me today. And if there's something that you want to learn how to do with bots, why don't you tell me about it and we'll make a show. All right, my darlings. That's it for now, and I will see you in a bot.